Now, last time I told you about how we had just barely managed to get the one rat guy's weapon, and we managed to, take out a convoy, but we didn't get to do more than that because we were kind of, licking our wounds afterwards. But that's all right. We still had a lot of other things to do. And speaking of which, this time we were told to go back into the sewers because there was this one guy that apparently this villain had been causing Dr. Destruction and some other villains a little bit of strife because of the fact that, he had taken over for his old master, and he was like this guy that was like a bioengineer. He made mutants and all kinds of weird monstrosity, alchemic types of things. And Dr. Destruction wanted to take him out. He wanted this guy's location in the sewers. And it was our job to go through and find him. So we went back into the sewers, but when we went back into the sewers, because we had access, of course, by now, to getting in with, like, our vehicles and stuff, Warmonger decides that we're going to go in as a convoy. So in the front is me as the Scorpion tank. In the middle is him in an actual tank, which is just it's a larger version of my character almost, but it's another Scorpion tank, like just loaded with guns and all kinds of ridiculous armaments, and it's cruising through. And in the rear, we had the armored car that we had stolen from the prior convoy and decided that, hey, this is ours now because we stole it, so we're going to use it. And we had the whole group going into the sewers like this. We proceeded through the sewers. We encountered another group of Groks, but rather than fighting them, because we were all in very heavily armored vehicles, it was decided that we just killed them all because we just ran them over. We didn't even fight them. We just ran them all over. We just splattered them by running over them in our ridiculous convoy vehicle setup. Afterwards, we were encountered by a minion of the guy that we were trying to find his lair. And the minion came up to us with like this little TV, and it had the face of the guy who we were trying to find, telling us, I'm not going to give up my master's lair, but if you can do this for me, I'll make it worth your while. And he gives us basically a side quest to find and kill this other dude and bring remains of him to him because he wants to do more experiments on him. And we're like, hey, you know what? Fine, we'll do that. But as we're doing that, I go ahead and decide that I'm going to steal the communication device that he has with his minion, and we use that. My character and Cognis, the NPC octopus guy, go through and we kind of retune the device, and we use it to find the signal, or I should say the origin of the signal that is leading towards the guy that went ahead and gave us this quest. So we actually get an idea of where the guy lives, and we're heading towards that anyways. But as we're heading towards that, we end up getting attacked by the guy that he wanted us to fight anyways. We get into a huge fight with him, and it is pretty scary. None of us go down, but the few of us that do get hit by this guy realize that he can hurt us a lot very quickly, and we have to take him down and out very fast. We do end up taking him down, and we think he's dead. I mean, one of our party members goes through the extra trouble of double tapping and shooting him in the head after we've already taken him down. And we load him up into the transport car. And after we do that, we head on back towards, where we think we're heading towards the lair of the guy. And we get in contact with the dude again, who has another guy come at us with a really crappier version of the television that he had before, because apparently they had to make a new one. The backup is not nearly as good. It's like a CRT TV. It's really garbagey technology compared to the nicer little tablet that I stole from the first guy. And he basically tells us, meet us here since you already got the guy. We'll go ahead and we'll make an exchange. We go ahead and we meet and make the exchange. When we're making the exchange, the guy that's carrying the guy that we thought we had killed is actually told by the guy, don't say anything, because the guy that we thought we had killed was apparently regenerating and coming back to life as we were turning him over to the guy. And Mr. Smith, who had been the one carrying him, is basically like, sure, whatever. He doesn't really care because, honestly, we're planning to mess with this guy anyways in a different way. So we make the exchange. He actually gives us maps to the sewers, which are super useful. Gives us a lot of information and a lot of flexibility because we hadn't had maps of the sewers before, and now we do, and they're very extensive. And we make the exchange, and afterwards we leave, and we basically just tell Dr. Destruction this is about where he should be, because we promised that we weren't going to attack him directly. We didn't promise that we weren't going to tell the guy that we were employed to find him where he was. So we kind of let that guy and the other guy that regenerated get totally murdered by Dr. Destruction. We take all the information. We get a little bit of experience and gold for doing our job, so to speak. And that was pretty much that. And then we got our next mission, which I will talk about in the next video.